All right, we are live today. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of retail arbitrage versus online arbitrage. So today we have Echo Flips and we have Joji Davenport. Good to have him on the channel.
What's up,
Um,
boys?
yeah. Um, yeah. I honestly think online arbitrage is so much better than retail arbitrage, but there's some major perks to retail arbitrage. Cody, what are your thoughts on that?
Just like a big perspective on it, right? There's very few people that make a ton of money with retail arbitrage, but there's very successful there's a ton of very successful online arbitragers, but there's not too many like very successful, or at least I'd see them as like a very successful retail arbitrage person. Like yes, you can make a few $100s doing retail arbitrage and it could be a
You can
great
make a few
start.
thousand
Yeah, a few thousand,
for
like
sure.
there's people that have they're making 10K plus a month doing retail arbitrage, but I'm just saying those people are far and few between compared to OA. Like there's so many people doing 5, 6, 7, 8K net a month OA, and it's just like the stand you know what I mean? um I like if you look at it from a success rate perspective, I think there's so many people that are killing it with OA compared to RA, and also you're limited to your physical stores. So what do you think about that, Joji?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think in many ways, like retail arbitrage is like a gateway. It's like online arbitrage.
The gateway
Because
drug.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, exactly. Man. It's a gateway. Um, I think almost I don't know about you guys, but I think a lot of people start out with retail arbitrage. So I think it's a great way to get started. Um, and yeah, I definitely agree. I think there's definitely a lot more people doing better numbers with online arbitrage just because the opportunity is so much greater, right? Because like you said, you're limited to, where you can source. And for those people who are highly successful, those are the people doing those road trips, man. Like they're getting in the van
yeah.
and they're hitting like 20 Walmarts a day. I'm like, I'm not about that life, but some
Yeah,
people are.
Walmart.
exactly. You got responsibilities. You got the family. I was
Exactly.
watching some of your videos, Joji. I really like him. I'm like, this guy's gonna blow up. Like,
Oh
I
no,
was like,
man.
I was like,
I,
dude, like it's like that chill vibe, you know? You're like, yeah, you
Oh
know,
yeah, speaking of
casually,
that, Joji.
casually made 100% ROI, 300% ROI flipping books from home. No big
yeah.
deal. So if you guys haven't already, go check out Joji's channel. Like, he's got some really
Yeah.
good gems in there.
I
The
appreciate it.
offer up methods, I've like heard nobody talk about that, but
About
those are
what?
like,
About
you
what
know,
again? Sorry.
you made a video where basically you bought some books off of OfferUp
Oh, okay. Yeah.
using a software, and then you sold them to a company that buys books. And I just,
Right.
oh, that's some really good big brain stuff.
Okay.
Like,
I appreciate. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I hear nobody talk about that. All I have
Yeah.
to say is like, go check out Joji. He's got a lot of sauce on his channel. He knows what he's doing.
Well, I was gonna say go check out YouTube because I mean, when I was like getting early on in the game when I was doing, like online arbitrage with Keepa, like I didn't see anyone else talking about Keepa, and you're like one of the only people who has videos on the channel who like actually uses the Keepa like feature. So shout out to you, man, because that's far and few between. So
Yeah, I want to make a lot more. Not to just talk about YouTube for a while, but like I want to make so many more Kiba videos, because the thing is like all you need is Kiba. Like they
yeah,
say, like use this software, use Seller Amp, you all use all these other things. I think like if you're a beginner and you're just trying to start this business, you could literally just use Keepa and become $1 million a year seller. You could use the free Amazon calculator. You can use all of these other tools, but you could literally just make 6 figures a year, paying $20 a month with Keepa, and then
That
the
would be
what
wild.
is it, the $40 a month seller plan, and then you're
yeah,
good.
yeah,
All from home. Like the opportunity is insane.
yeah.
I
We
know
got
it's super off
Christiana in the
topic,
chat.
but
Let's go. We got
let's
Laugh
go.
More saying, I wish there was a bot that would alert if a new listing became available for certain items on a daily basis. That would save a lot of time.
Uh,
Interesting.
do,
Are you
laugh.
what site are you talking about?
Yeah, laugh more. Do you mean like when a new listing became available for certain items? Are you talking about when somebody adds something to their storefront? There's actually a software that's coming out with that. I can link you to that if you need
Oh,
help. Oh,
eBay.
eBay. Okay.
You
Oh,
could do like a save search or something, but
Yeah.
that's not like instantaneous, but it's pretty good.
yeah,
That's another pro of online arbitrage is like you buy all your stuff from home. You don't have to travel. Like you
hmm
can get on your computer and just like you can have a job like Joji and then come home and purchase stuff at night. Like you
Yes,
don't even have
sir.
to go anywhere.
You gotta
Like,
Home
teach
and
those
yeah,
kids.
double your money.
exactly.
For sure. I mean, with the alerts thing, laugh more. I think you could set like there's a keep a track product feature. I'm sure you guys have heard of that, but if you like, you could track products using Keepa, like you said, on eBay or on Amazon, like if you want them to reach a certain price or a certain condition. So the Keepa track product feature could maybe do something like that. If you want like certain parameters to be met, like you could totally hire somebody on Fiverr to, make some sort of like web scraping script that could, can do that for you as well. So I guess you just kind of need to know, like you need to figure out what you don't know, so that you can get someone who knows knows how to do that for you, if that makes sense. So right
Yeah.
now it's like you don't know what you don't know, but once you figure out what you don't know, then you can give it to someone who does know. I guess it's just kind of, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think there's definitely a way out there to do
Yeah,
it.
But
or like if you have a
Joji knows what's up. You innovate. You
Yeah.
figure out how to do the thing.
grind
Yeah.
harder.
Oh,
Do
man.
more.
do more. It's so
Laugh
funny.
more.
Oh, good.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so I'm curious, you guys, so retail arbitrage, did you guys start that way? I started that way.
Poverty. I'm just kidding.
Sad. Sad.
I'm kidding.
Gosh.
I did plenty of retail arbitrage. Yeah. That's why I
Yeah.
felt qualified yelling poverty.
That's funny.
It's just so funny. I started
Yeah.
doing RA, but flipping it onto eBay. Like I go to Burlington. Like
Yeah.
there's a whole like niche of people where you go to Burlington, you find like a random pair of high-end cleats that like just slip through the system, right? For like $25 and then flip it onto eBay for like $100-$150. And you just got like I would go to like 7 Rosses just to find like one pair of cleats that I paid $25 for and then sell for $150. But then like if you're working somewhere like McDonald's, it's like that's like a whole day of my life, you know?
Right.
Like I like this is one cleat, you're just grasping onto it, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I definitely did lots of retail arbitrage. I did a ton of thrifting from thrifting to eBay. So I sold on eBay for like a year.
Okay.
And then I did retail arbitrage after Amazon FBA books as well. So good way to build up capital. Like the margins are great.
For sure.
What about you, Joji?
So how did I start? No, I mean, I started back in the day, I think 2016 when I was in college with Steve Rakin, Bonafide Hustler, all those guys. And yeah, I did a little bit of the retail arbitrage to begin with, but I mean, I just love books. So I kind of just started that way. I was on a college campus, so I was like flipping books all the time. And I graduated without debt because literally it was just every day like hustling. So for me, like books are near and dear to my heart because I like reading books. I also love the potential that books could give you, and the ROI on books, especially textbooks, could be insane. So for any of you out there who live near a college campus, man, like the opportunity is insane. Like, so I went to UC San Diego, and there was 2 different Facebook groups, and I would just be in that Facebook group, like just every new post that was posted, I'd be like mad, be hitting up sellers and negotiating and trying to get books for good deals. But for those of you who live near a college campus or on a college campus, like literally, like I tell my students, because I'm a high school teacher, I tell my students, like, if you want to graduate debt free, like go to community college first, flip all the books you can while you're there, sell them on Amazon. Like, dude, you're gonna graduate without debt. Like, that's just how you do it.
That's what's up. That's a real teacher right there. So you tell all your students, like, yeah, you gotta start getting into flipping.
Yeah, I try to get them excited about all the opportunities online.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I do something every Friday called Finance Friday, where I teach them like a finance concept, and so sometimes talk about side hustles and things like that. So, yeah, I try to because they're really interested in that. I teach chemistry, so it's very abstract. A lot of kids like the experiments, but the abstract nature of chemistry for a lot of kids is just like, oh, they don't really connect with it. But when we talk about like finances or side hustles, they like that. So, yeah.
Speaking of finances, sometimes I wish I just hit 5K profit months within the second month with a 3K investment. Yeah, because he was asking about that the other day. What's a realistic expectation? And it's just like,
yeah, I mean, if you want to,
I wish.
if you want to make those margins, you just definitely have to subscribe and hit the bell notification on Joji's channel
No,
because he's
no,
getting the
man.
crazy,
Mr. Graham stepping.
crazy returns.
No, not at all. Not at
You're
all,
like, no, I'm not.
man. Oh,
I mean,
man.
it's true though, because the thing is with the book game is you could literally double your money, but it's just a lot more work,
Yeah, for
like in
sure.
general.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's different ways to do books. I mean, Joji,
Yeah.
you do online arbitrage books, or you can
Correct.
do retail arbitrage books. There's two different ways to
Right.
do almost everything.
Right. I don't have time to go out to thrift stores or library sales, and nor do I want to do that anymore. It's just like I said, I work all day and then I come home at 5 p.m. It's not like I, want to go to Goodwill and,
Yeah.
scan 100 books and realize that they're all on Amazon because they're selling them on Amazon. So what's funny is
Yeah.
that I feel like so many people are buying, books from Goodwills or like they're trying to thrift books at Goodwill, but like, bro, they're all on Amazon, man. If you want to buy
Yeah,
them,
all the
like,
good ones.
you got to buy them on Amazon and flip them back on Amazon. Like that's where they're at now. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So
I went to
really,
Goodwill today and
Yeah.
I was sourcing electronics and I actually found like $150 worth of potential profit, but it was like electronics, like not the easy to just scan a book barcode and then like you throw it up on Amazon in your merch fulfilled warehouse, like electronics.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot harder to test, right? Because I
yeah,
feel like with a book, right? There's not much. It's like, is it
Yeah,
is
it's
it
just
still together? Like,
is
will I
it
list on
moldy?
it? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's cool.
By watching Joji Brother, I will get on Keepa with price filter and get some items on my replenishable list.
Let's go.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it, man. Books.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. Yeah, so Joji, are you really heavy into setting the keep alerts?
Oh yeah, dude. Like
Yeah.
I did a live stream today where I was doing some flip mine sourcing, but then I just went into like the alerts that I had got that day. And I think I had like 7 or 8 alerts this morning and books that I was tracking. And one of them I was like, if no one buys this book before the stream ends, like I'm going to buy this book because you're going to make like easily, like this is a book that I bought in the past for that it sold in the past for I think it was like $115 and the keep it chart on it looks great. And basically the price just dropped to $35 and it's just like a repricing error. And so the reason why I usually set the track, I'm tracking products is mainly to get notified when a book is priced incorrectly or when there's like 2 or more sellers who are in a repricing war and the value of the book drops below like what it should actually be at. So yeah, I'm heavy into the track product feature. I think right now I'm tracking like 5,000 books, which is really not that much if you think about the Amazon book catalog, but
Yeah.
that equates to like probably 15, 20 notifications a day. And it's just a numbers game. Like not every notification you're going to want to end up buying that book. It's kind of just like, hey, if this book ever got to this price, let's go check to see if it would be profitable. But I would say you could definitely snag, 4 or 5 books a day just with the keep a track product feature once you start building the catalog. So for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of like your own curated leads list in a way, 'cause it just all goes to your email inbox or the track a product feature in Keepa, and you can just scroll down. So it's a really great way, but it is like definitely a slow grind.
Yeah, you have to build it up over time. So like I said, I'm tracking like 5,000 books right now. So, I think that could turn into buying definitely a few books a day. And I do buy a number of books. I have a couple of videos of, books that I've like specific videos on my channel that I've just bought using the track product feature and showing like how much I bought them for, like why I bought them and what I sold them for. So,
Yeah.
and you can't, I mean, honestly, like you could use it for a lot of other stuff. Like there's other people who use it for
Yeah.
electronics.
Yeah.
It's not just books. I just like books because you don't have to test them,
Yeah.
Cody,
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever have this happen, but when you're repricing your stuff, do you ever just like click into the sellers on the listing and you're like, why is this guy like at a third of the price of everyone else on some of these? Like it happens sometimes. I don't know if it happens with shoes, but like on some of the electronics, like there'll be some dude who's selling it for like $50 and they're like $150 items. And you're just like, I guess I'm going to purchase from you because, does that ever happen with shoes?
With shoes where somebody just like completely misprices.
Yeah.
You mean like on Amazon?
Yeah.
I've only seen like 2 or 3 times, but usually like the prices that I'm buying shoes, it's just since you stack so many different discounts, it just doesn't Like
doesn't
even if they
happen.
price error by $100, it's not. I haven't ever bought shoes off of other sellers on Amazon to flip back onto Amazon before.
Yeah.
I've done A to
Yeah.
A flips though, where like Amazon gets in stock and then they're out of stock.
Mm.
I used to do a lot of alerts with that. I started doing kind of like the book thing that you do, Joji,
Mhm.
and then I found out that like doing the A to A flips are just extremely profitable if you do them right. And like there was one item during COVID, it was like a pool pump, and I set one alert on it, and that one alert made me $2,800 in profit.
That's
And it
crazy.
was like that at that point I was like, okay, we got to go deeper into A to A flips, and now I don't really do too much of that anymore. But it's just crazy, like those alerts are just worth money sometimes, you know.
Yeah, they could totally, be super valuable for sure. Like I said, Keepa, I think most underutilized tool, most important tool of any tool out there, in my opinion. But you also have to learn how to use it. Like at the time, like everything that I feel like I've learned about Keepa, with the exception of the very basic stuff, like how to read a Keepa chart and stuff like that. I think everything else was like in terms of using the other features, just like experimenting and learning on my own. And then, I came across your channel and I was like, okay, wow, this is actually somebody else who's actually talking about Keepa, which is,
Yeah.
the features, not necessarily like how to read a chart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's so much more to Keepa than just like I think like 99% of people are like, oh, the Keepa graph. But then it's like
Mhm.
like
People
in my
don't even know
opinion,
how to
I
read
think
the graph.
I
Mhm.
what was that?
People don't even know how to read the graph. Like,
Yeah, they don't know how to
like
read the graph. But the thing is, like in my opinion, the offers tab is actually better than the graph. That's like if you really know how to read the offers tab, bro,
Mhm.
everything's solid. Like it's like the eBay sold comps on steroids. It is
Yeah.
literally like the best like feature of Keepa
Yeah.
when it comes to making buying decisions. And then there's tons of other stuff. There's the deals tab, which you utilize, Joji,
Yeah.
which I was like, okay, yeah, he knows what's up. The deals tab is good. The alerts are good. I'm recently trying to like theory craft. I haven't put too much time into it, but you can buy on like say Amazon EU and then flip
Uh-huh.
those products onto the US market. I know
Mhm.
there's some people that make a killing doing that, but they're silent because they don't want their loop to get burnt or whatever.
Oh,
But
interesting.
I,
Yeah, it's
I
funny.
just know there's so much
Yeah.
good stuff in Kiba.
there's a certain product that I was trying to do EU to Amazon, and it was literally like a third of the American price, but it had a different plug. It had the EU plug, so I'm like, I can't.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could
I
see
should have
that.
looked into other items that don't have plugs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
I see what you mean, man. Yeah, I've
you
tried a
got
couple of those where you buy from like UK, books from the UK, and some of them, yeah, like on Keepa, you can actually check the prices on all the other different marketplaces, like UK, Germany, France, like all the,
Yeah.
and it's
That
like,
that little what is it? The globe button?
yeah, the global,
Dude, I've been using this forever. I was like, wait a minute.
yeah,
Like you can hit that button?
yeah,
You
it's
know?
crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like Keepa is just like this little universe that it's like there's always like a new button you discover that leads you down to the path. So I feel like there's so much that Keepa has, but a lot of it, like you said, is experimentation. And I haven't seen a lot of people outside of a couple people, one being you, like who actually even talk about other features. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not like very glamorous either. I think most people it's like oh I did like I could have made a video about oh I did $65,000 in sales, I made all this money. It's like no, we need to learn how to do the keep alerts.
yeah,
We need to learn how to do
exactly.
the deals. 'Cause that's the
Keep the
thing is
deals
like
page.
that's actually how you find product, which is like I don't know, like I mean the boasting videos and things like that are cool too, but it's like I don't
Yeah,
know, given the actual value is the most important.
for sure, man.
Laugh More is saying, "Oh, you mean guys setting alerts to buy the dip and resell again on Amazon? That's crazy." Yeah. So I mean, the whole
Correct.
point of it is like, let's say there's $120 book that sells on Amazon, but then two sellers get into a repricing war, and suddenly the price is $35. And Joji, like a smart young man that he is, set a Keeple alert for it, and he gets an email about it, and he checked it,
Young
and he
man?
probably the oldest here. How old are you, Joji?
Yeah. How old do you guys think I am?
Uh
You're probably 31.
Okay.
I don't
What do you
know.
think?
He has kids, so I somewhere probably so like 28.
Yeah, I'm 28. Yeah, I'm 28.
Hey,
Yes!
yeah.
Good
I am
guess.
older. I'm
Let's
29.
go.
You're 29. Yeah, Seth, you're 29.
So I can call you a young man.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess. You're
Yeah,
not that young.
you guys are the same age, right, Seth? Oh, I can't.
Seth is
We're
20
pretty
he's 21.
close. We're pretty
Yeah.
close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty close.
And
But
he's
yeah,
saying,
man, laugh more. That's how it works, man. Is the that's just one feature. That's just the track product feature. But there's also, you could use the product finder tool. You could use the deals tab. But yeah, basically the way Seth explained it was beautiful.
thank you. I am in Istanbul. Not sure if you could sell in those markets with one Amazon account, like in Turkey with United States account. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely people in Turkey. Like I've talked to people in Turkey who are selling in the United States platform. Like you definitely can. I think it takes a little bit more to set up an account, which I've never done before like that, but it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
The market here is crazy. Very little competition.
Oh man.
Huge
Huge
margins.
margins.
So sell in Turkey then.
Yeah. Yeah. Get all over that, man.
Maybe I should sell in Turkey. Do the
Maybe
Google
you should.
Translate
Maybe
so
you
I
should.
can read things.
You should sell TI-84 calculators there. See
Yeah.
see how
Yeah,
that
just
does.
purchase all the TI-84 calculators for like retail price here.
Yeah, exactly.
$400.
Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, so we were supposed to be talking about retail arbitrage. This is a key
I mean,
video, but
Joji's the voice of reason here.
but the thing is like we've been talking about Keepa this whole time. Like if you're doing retail arbitrage, I know for me, if I download the Keepa app on my phone, like it's really hard to read the Keepa and like go into super deep analysis like on your phone. Like I have a lot of trouble doing that. Like
Yeah, it's
you can
very
really
difficult.
go into deep analysis on the computer.
I 100% agree. And I know, like, I'm not an affiliate of SellerAmp or anything like that. I think the software is all right, a little bit overrated, and like it tells you, it tells you the amount of sales, and a lot of the times that's not correct. So, just letting the people know, like when you're doing an RA and you're like, oh, SellerAmp says it sells 160 a month. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it sells 6 times a month. You don't really know until you dive into the Keepa graph and the offers tab, which kind of like how Seth said, it's extremely hard to do on the phone.
Yeah, it's so hard to do on the phone for sure. So SellerAmp, like I was on the sideline the whole time because I was like, SellerAmp, I'm like, what does it do for me that Keepa doesn't already do, right? And then I guess the part that actually made me jump ship was the Google Sheet integration, though. It's just like, so that part I was like, okay, that now automates enough of my business that it becomes worth the cost of it. So.
Yeah, that integration is one of the best value adds. Like I think everything else, it's kind of just like a calculator. I do like the small and light calculator. That's a really, really good one. The thing is, there's just not too many other softwares where just provides as much value as SellerAmp.
Yeah.
I'm not by any means saying SellerAmp's a bad software or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, I know on social media people say, oh, on SellerAmp it sells 150 times a month, and a lot of the times, especially if you're doing variation listings, that's completely off. It's not. It's not even close sometimes.
Yep, completely.
Yeah,
agree.
I mean that's always for the whole listing, including all the variations. And at the same time, even with that, it's a ballpark. Like it could be like half off wrong. Like it could be very wrong.
Yeah, I understand that too. I'm just saying, like, most people, like if you're a new person, all it takes is you see a video and it's like, oh, it sells this much. You go on a variation listing and you believe, oh, this Air Force sells say 2,000 times a month, so you buy 200, and then you're stuck with 198 because only 2 sold in a month. Like I've got DMs about, I'm not just saying, I'm not making up random stuff. Like I've gotten DMs of people saying, oh, I went super deep on this thing, why isn't it selling? SellerAmp told me this. And like, I just don't want other people to lose money. I'm for the people.
For the people.
I like
For the people.
I like it, man.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I did that actually with retail arbitrage because I purchased a variation listing, retail arbitrage, because I didn't have like keep it, actually look into it. So I'm like, man, these 4-pack Trader Joe's spices sell so great. Like they're 100% ROI. I'm going to get like 10 of them, but like they didn't sell.
Yeah.
They just didn't sell. So I had them sent back to me and I sent them in as the 1-pack and that worked fine, but it was a pain.
Oh, okay.
So I got bailed out. You can't split Air Force shoes into
left shoe and right shoe.
Oh, yeah, well, you can.
Start chopping them up.
You can make a new listing. Just make a left shoe replacement.
I've heard on eBay, like there's some people that actually do sell just the left shoe and just the right shoe, and like because some people they don't have another leg, so they just buy the left or buy the right.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think about that.
Super niche market, but I know there's a few people
niche,
that do
man.
that.
There's everything niche, right? That's oh my gosh. It's crazy.
Or like you're at the bins and like someone grabs the other shoe and you can't come to an agreement. But it's like a $200 pair of shoes. You're like, screw it, I'm gonna sell it for $70 on eBay, one shoe.
Oh man. Hey man, it probably would sell. You probably would sell.
There's a market for everything.
Just hold an auction for it.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Someone out there was at the Goodwill bins and they got the left one, so they need the right one.
Yeah, true. That would be some big brain thinking. Buy it off your competitor on eBay.
For
sure. So I guess kind of like in conclusion, retail arbitrage, like we can all kind of agree, it's like a good starting point, but it's not really good for long term. Like you can make a ton of money, but it's just so much more convenient.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I think that tons of people out there who do retail arbitrage, nothing wrong with that. I just feel like online arbitrage is just a more advanced version of retail arbitrage. And there's just so many pros, in my opinion, especially if you're working another job. You can't drive to 10 Walmarts over the weekend, and not be alive still. Like it's gonna take so much out of you, right? That I think it's just so much easier in terms of how you can spend your time sourcing. And I think what we didn't talk about in terms of retail arbitrage is like you got to drive there. What happens when you get there and the stuff's not there? It's so much easier if you're on a computer. You go to one website, okay, I'm trying to find it's not there, just go to another website. It doesn't take me any time to drive there. There's not like that's I think one thing we didn't talk about a lot, but yeah, I'd agree with what you said for sure.
I think also like scaling RA is one of the most it's one of the hardest things I've ever seen done, because not only do you have to hire buyers to go and get you the product, which I can't imagine because you're using an Amex employee card for the person that you're hiring, and then they're buying say like $3,000 of product a day for you and then bringing it back to you, and that whole process is a lot of trust. Mm-hmm. And then if you're outsourcing everything, you're not prepping that yourself, so it's just like it's so much easier to scale. Like I know you can scale RA, but like the layers of management that you have to do, and then like what happens if your Nike outlet goes, like say it closes down. It's like, okay, all those people's, all those jobs are gone that you're hiring these people to do and trusting them to do. Like your whole system's gone. So yeah, always better. I agree with Joji. Always so much better. It's just
it's kind of like with retail arbitrage. It's like if you're over here on like this side of the spectrum and you have lots of time and you are like kind of getting started with it, like you have tons of time, you can turn that time into money. Like great. Like you can make a full-time income doing this. It's a good business model. But like on the other side of it, like if you have more money than time, you can just kind of use that money and skill and turn it into more money. Like,
yeah,
it's going to be better, like quote unquote hourly. Your inputs are going to be better.
Yeah.
Unless you stuck.
Jesus. I think the one other thing with RA that I've seen is like an insane opportunity is when you do the in-store gift cards, buying it off of like these random sites like Card Cash and stuff. So you can get 20% off in-store for some like some retail storefronts and stuff like that, like Petco and like random stuff like that, right? And then if they have a sale, I mean, your margins are just going to be so crazy. Like say they're clearancing off something, and you can buy and sell it and it's already a 50% ROI. And then you have the gift card on top of that, then it's 70. You know, it's just I could, you know, both make money, but
Hmm.
those margins are kind of like that's kind of hard to get with OA, but you can get really good margins and great ROI with OA too. So
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. If I were to recommend someone to start, I think I would recommend them to start with retail arbitrage because I think you learn more of the business that way, like how the process of how things work. But yeah, I think that once you kind of figure things out, just scaling so much easier with OA for sure.
I,
You know,
one other thing we didn't talk about RA was when you're scanning and you're new, you're like gated in everything, so it's like
yeah,
so discouraging. So I
yep,
think like even if like I'm not trying to just contradict you, Joji here, saying like I'm just saying like if you start with OA and you can
mhm,
learn how to get ungated in all the brands and then do RA, I think that's really like the best way to start because you can, or at least like just learn how to get ungated in all the brands, then go do RA. Because then when you scan stuff, you're like, I can sell everything. You know?
yeah. Yeah, I agree with the gating, man. It's so much harder than it like back in 2016, dude. It was like eBay, man. You just everyone was ungated and everything. You could sell whatever you wanted. It was crazy. Like,
It's
and,
awesome.
slowly all the gating has come in as counterfeits and all that stuff. Have made the marketplace needing to like add these things, these protections for the buyers and stuff. But yeah, for sure, if you're new, man, you got to get on that ungating because it could be super discouraging just to begin with.
Yeah.
That's why books are such a nice place to start. I mean,
Yeah.
people still complain about like textbooks, but like, dude, just like sell the other books. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I'm in kind of
No, Seth. I
a
want to
sarcastic
sell
mood.
McGraw Hill today.
McGraw
There you go.
Hill.
Oh man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, books great way to get started for anyone. Just I think just like you said, the barrier to entry is really low. You're not really gated in most of this books that are not textbooks. And then, if you go into thrift stores, library sales, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, you're buying books for pennies on the dollar. So it's hard to lose money. If you're losing money selling books, then Amazon's not for you. So
Roji told me to go to a book sale, and I spent a penny on each book, and now I lost $1. It's all his fault. I lost my $1.
oh man.
Word.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
just
funny.
joking, but
Goes
yeah,
to
like
Walmart and buys a pack of gum for $2.50.
Yeah, exactly. That's good.
yeah,
But
books
anyways,
are great.
yeah.
I'm just messing around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for coming out. Definitely had a good discussion about retail arbitrage, trashing it basically. And yeah, but no, seriously, retail arbitrage is good. We just all do online arbitrage. We think it's a bit better hourly. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. If you guys haven't checked out both of these guys' channels, Echo Flips and Joji Davenport, just like that on YouTube, they have good content. Definitely check them out. But yeah, I think we'll be back live on Monday. So yeah, looking forward to that and have a good night, guys. Take care.
Peace out. Thanks, guys.
Subscribe to Joji.